Welcome back to part 5 of this Dark Souls guiding playthrough. We're going to immediately go to the parish, and from the parish to Darkroot Garden. Got a lot of business to attend to in Darkroot Garden. As you can see, I put the bandit classes in chest piece on, just so we can get a bit more protection when we go down into the Darkroot Garden. As you come down here, you're going to encounter a frightening looking enemy. He's known as the Cowling Demon or Titanite Demon. That sweeping attack is particularly dangerous, especially if you've got low vitality, so just keep to the side of the walls and come down the right hand side. We come into this garden, we'll encounter another enemy that we've not seen before. They're known as demonic foliage. They have a high chance to drop some items that are quite useful as you progress through the game. Purple clumps, blood red clumps, purple clumps for poison, blood red for bleed build up, and blooming purple clumps for toxic, which are especially useful when we get to Blighttown. I'm turning back in myself. Normally we would progress forward, but I'm turning back in myself and coming down to this area because I want to pick up a couple of items that are important that are down here. You don't have to do this as a new player, but yeah. The reason there's a difficult enemy down here, we've encountered this type before, but this one's got a different weapon and he can be a bit more tricky than the last guy we encountered. This area is known as the Darkroot Basin, and there's a few different enemy classes down here. You can see in the distance that there's a crystal lizard. Remember, if you see a crystal lizard, he's going to burrow away to another dimension, so don't fanny about. Quickly get in your hits in and get your upgrade items. We get 2 titanite chunks and I don't even know what the other one was. Let me check. The twinkling titanite. They upgrade special items. We'll talk about that later. Large shards are for upgrading normal weapons along the normal path 5 to 10. Here we pick up the hunter set. The item I wanted there, I don't want the armour, I'm not interested in that. But what I do want is the longbow. We talked about the importance of getting a bow. As you can see, I can't wield it just now. I need 14 dexterity, well I've only got 12 just now. But yeah, we'll be able to use it soon. And having a bow is really important in this game, for many reasons. Drawing out enemies especially. As you can see, well you can't see, but let me tell you that the longbow, in my opinion, is a better bow than the short bow. It's a good all-rounder, although you need, I think with the short bow you only need 12 dexterity. You can roll off here and survive, so I'd recommend you do that. Yeah, it's a good all-round bow. It's got decent base damage, decent range, same range as the short bow, but yeah, it's a better all-rounder. Scales with dexterity. If you're a strength character, you want the composite bow. We'll talk about bows in more detail later on. But when you're beginning the game, that's a good bow to begin with. There you go, there's the big enemy I was talking about. Black Knight. Don't fight him down there, because if you fight him down there, there's a chance that you could fall off the edge. Bring him down, bring him up here, take him on up here. We'll get our backstabs in. If you're skilled enough, you can actually throw him over the cliff with one of your backstabs. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. I'm actually going to turn that off just now because that is really annoying. Yeah, as you can see, the problem with the halberd, that he's wielding the Black Knight halberd, and the problem with that weapon is that it can be, one of his movesets is unpredictable and it can be hard to parry and riposte. That one particularly is quite annoying. But yeah, these Black Knights, they're of moderate difficulty, they're not particularly challenging after you get used to their, especially if you can backstab them. Now you can see I'm nearly dead. I need to retreat as far back as possible and still be able to get my Estus in. I knew he was going to get me there, I knew he was going to tag me, but I knew that I would have, you know, I got the timing right. I'd rather take the hit and have more health than, you know, have such little health and continue to fight him. And he's down. I need 1800 souls for that and a blue chunk. And the blue chunk is for upgrading weapons along the magic path. I hope you can't hear that too badly, it's really annoying. Anyway, come down here and you can see we've got a wee cave system here. Another strategy for new players is to actually run past the Black Knight and come into this cave system and ignite the bonfire. That way it decreases the frustration factor, because if you die you can just respawn right next to him. If he kills you, you can respawn right next to the bonfire next to him. Anyway, we put a point into dexterity so we can get closer to using the bow. I'm only showing you this lift. There's a lift here just to show you that it exists. We probably never use it in our entire playthrough. It takes you to an area that we can get to by other means. So come out here. Don't forget to pick this item up. This is another important item that I wanted to collect. This is the Grass Crest Shield, and this is one of my favourite shields in the game. It increases your stamina regeneration rate. So if you have it equipped, all you have to have is it's on your back. You can see it's not got great stability, even compared to the Spider Shield. It's only got 51 compared to 56. But it does increase stamina recovery, and the quicker your stamina regenerates, the more hits you can get in against enemies, so it increases your offensive and defensive capabilities. But yeah, we can increase the stability by upgrading the shield, and I will do that through my own playthrough. Some people don't like it because it's only got a 95% physical damage block, so you're always going to take 5% damage with each hit that an enemy gets in against you. But you shouldn't be relying on that 5% to save you. You shouldn't be allowing your health to get that low that 5% is going to matter. Yeah, it's still a good shield, even though it doesn't block 100% of the physical attacks. It's still a very, very good shield, in my opinion. I use it in nearly all my playthroughs. Anyway, we come back up here and we'll continue along the path that we were going to continue along, which was forward. The enemies will have respawned again because we sat at a bonfire. The demonic foliage don't present any challenge in my opinion. You don't even need to have a shield equipped. Apart from one area, but we'll talk about that later. They can spot you from quite far away. They've got quite a far aggro range. Their most dangerous attack, I would say, is the grab attack, which basically you're stuck in it, and with them attacking you, biting into your head or whatever it is. You can press the trigger buttons, not the trigger, sorry, the bumper buttons to try and shake them off. We're going to change into the halberd here. Stand here. You'll see there's an enemy plodding towards us. He'll eventually aggro and run towards you. I would suggest waiting here for him to do that, and you'll see why in a minute. Another clump, always helpful. There we go, there's the reason it's an ambush. I'm not even going to make a joke about the fact that it's foliage and ambush. Come along here. Pick up the soul item. I'm looking up here to show you there's a wee cave system over there, and that maybe later on we'll end up visiting that wee cave. Nudge nudge, wink wink. As you come down here you'll see a door with a light emanating from it. Remember Andre sold a thing called the Crest of Artorias? Artorias, maybe that goes in there, but it's expensive, it's 20,000 souls. Do you notice anything strange about the wall, the other wall, the main wall here? No, not that wall in front of us. If you look around the corner you'll see there's a bonfire. A lot of new players miss this bonfire and you can understand why, it's behind the wall. But this is another one of these magic breakable walls. So I would highly recommend resting at this bonfire. It would have been helpful I suppose if the person had left the soapstone sign in front of the wall rather than behind it, but never mind. Anyway, it looks like the giant butterfly and castle, or fortifications of some sort. Anyway, you can see that the only way for us to progress is either through the door with the light or down here. This is the correct way to go. For now anyway. Do not, under any circumstances, go into this passageway here I'm standing in front of. If you go in there, the item is a trivial item, I think it's a soul item, but you will be ambushed by 3 demonic foliages. This is where I said you might need your shield, but the most annoying thing about all is that every time you come down here they will have instantly spawned and will come out and attack you every time. It becomes really frustrating and annoying very quickly. Do not run forward here. Do not run into this area. Come to your right instantly. The trees in these areas act as a perimeter. In these areas that we're coming up to, this one and the next one, yes, I'm attacking this tree. Yes, it's possible to do that. And it opens up a pathway for us. So, like I say, come in through the fog gate and come to the right. Don't go straight on yet. The trees, like I say, act as a perimeter, warning you to kind of keep to the edges. We encounter a new enemy here. I can't remember their name. They're like jellyfish, ladybird jellyfish enemies. They're not dangerous. I think they have the chance to poison you or toxin you. But what they do have is a very good chance of dropping a very useful item called Green Blossom, and Green Blossom acts in the same way that the Grass Crest Shield does. If you consume a Green Blossom, you temporarily increase your stamina regeneration rate. So I'm going to use Humanity here to increase my item discovery, because I want to try and get as many of these Green Blossoms as possible in the next area. You can see my item discovery just now is at 180. And we'll try and get up to like 230, 40 I think it is, with 9 soft humanities. You can increase your item discovery rate by more than 230 or 40. 10 is the limit in terms of humanity and the effect it has on item discovery, but you can increase it with a ring and I think another item, but we'll talk about that later. So 9 humanity will do us for the moment. You might be confused here and think we've just killed that tree or destroyed it or whatever, but we haven't. And this is another area, a different area, and you'll see, especially in this area, how the trees act as a perimeter. So we want to go here, this direction. And the more observant viewers would have noticed that when we came through the fog gate there was a chap lying on the ground. There's another chap over here, and I guess you'll already deduce that if you walk towards him that he'll start to get up. And what these guys are known as Stone Knights. And I always have trouble with these Stone Knights. Other people don't, other people find them a doddle, but I find them troublesome sometimes. They're particularly resistant. They have stone armour and a stone weapon, a weapon made of stone, so they're particularly resistant to physical damage, especially like slash, thrust, that kind of damage. They're more susceptible and weak to blunt trauma, so things like maces and clubs and whatnot, but we don't have one just now, we've only got an axe. so we're not going to cause them much trouble. The other annoying thing about these enemies is that they cast a sorcery called the Tranquil Walk of Peace, which slows your walking speed down to like 0 and makes you very vulnerable. I think they're one of the only enemies in the game actually that use the sword in their left hand and the shield in their right hand. So now he's casting, and if you get too close to him, you'll see our walking speed. There we go. Our walking speed is now down to treacle level. If you get out the range of his spell, you know, the effect stops. It stops after about 10 seconds as well. I didn't mean to trigger the spawning of the ladybird jellyfish things. I wanted to kill this guy first and then take them on afterwards, but now that we've triggered them, and you trigger them by getting close to the edge of that cliff, but now that we've triggered them, I think it's better that I concentrate on them rather than on him, because he's more difficult to take out and these guys should be quite easy to take out. I don't mind as long as I get my green blossoms from them, that's all I'm interested in. I'm kinda getting lost a wee bit at this point. I don't know where I am exactly among all the trees. So I try and wander around a wee bit to see where I am, get my bearings. See, without the grass crest shield being upgraded, 51 stability is not really that great against these stone knights. So yeah, I need to go to my spider shield. But if the grass crest shield had been upgraded, I could have gone with that, and it would have been effective here because I could have got more hits in. He makes a mistake here, he goes to cast, and that gives us the perfect opportunity to take him down. So we've got the green blossom, we've got 2 there, which is good. Again, I apologise about the noise in the background. I'm having to record in a different room today. The kitchen of all places. Anyway. They've got a strange ragdoll physics effect. They're very easy to push around, and there's many times I've come down here and knocked him off the cliff and lost my green blossom, which really annoyed me. There's an item round here, it's a soul item, and it's the largest soul item I think we've picked up. Oh, it's the largest soul item I think we've collected so far. No green blossom from him. So yeah, they're also, the stone knights are susceptible to fire as well, I believe, although I'm not sure how that works against stone. You want to come up here, this will take you to the wee cave system, or the cave entrance that we looked at earlier on when we picked up the soul item. This is actually a trap. If you don't take out the stone knight down there, and you awaken this one, it ends up in a pincer movement, and you'll see how that works in a minute. I don't like fighting these guys up here because there's hardly any room to do so. I kinda made a mistake there, I should have been more confident and attacked him while he was casting his spell. But what I want to do is, I want to bring him down the stairs, or down the path, out into the kind of open area, and attack him. But you could see that if we hadn't killed the other stone knight, the one that's we killed a moment ago, that we would be walking into a major trap here, because he would be coming down the path and the other stone knight would have awoken and he would be standing at the entrance. So they would have been coming from both directions and we would have been inevitably been killed. But yeah, these guys, I find them, I think it's the fact that I like, see, if you take them downstairs as well, if you bring them down here, a lot of their swings will miss, they'll go over your head. But I've lost a bit of confidence in fighting these guys, and I'm too timid, and not aggressive enough in going after them. You'll see it takes me far too long to kill this guy. But never mind, it gives you the opportunity to see my excellent fighting skills. And I think we agreed in the last video that they were excellent when I cut off the gargoyle's tail. No? Okay. Anyway. There. Now I should have gone in for the kill here. I didn't. I regret it instantly because he's starting to head back up the stairs or path. I don't know why I'm holding my shield up here. I should put it behind me, go two-handed, and take the fucker down very quickly. There we go, it's done. They don't have, I don't think, oh yeah, they can have a chance to drop their shield and their sword. Neither of which are very good in my opinion, and the chance is very rare. Anyway, we're going to come up here and there's going to be a very important item. We're going to encounter the first useful ring in the game. This is the wolf ring. The wolf ring increases your poise. Poise is the mechanic that, how to describe poise? How would you describe poise? I think poise is better suited to PvP, and what it essentially does is it allows you to get your hits in without being stunned. So when an enemy attacks, jump over there, it's not a problem. You can roll as well. When an enemy attacks you, you can be stunned, and you're incapable of doing anything. The wolf ring, basically there's poise thresholds, so all you need to know is that the wolf ring gives you 40 points of poise, and that's a good amount for light armours. Heavier armours give you more poise. As you can see up in the top right, we've got 40 poise points, which is decent enough, not fantastic. In the next episode we're going to take on the area boss, and we've got a few more things to do, a few more items to pick up. I hope this episode's been helpful for you, and it'll be good to see you back at the next episode. Thanks for watching. Oh, I can use my bow now. Great, 14 dexterity, 2 points. Cheerio.